Okay, this is one of those videos now. Look, I'm only making this because, well, go back. Let me backtrack here a little bit. I did a poll. I made a poll the other day and I asked, technically was the GTD cheating when it made its, 640 time around the ring? And I was gonna defend it and say no, right up until the point to where I got this comment. How can you set a factory or a stock time with aftermarket parts? That was pretty good. So it kind of made me rethink everything. And then I really dug in and I kind of did my homework on this and I'm happy that I did. Okay, so we're gonna hop into it here in a little bit, but I just want to get some things clear because like I said, this is predominantly a GM channel that, you can go through the polls and you can see that, there's some people that like a little bit of everything. There's some people that just like cars. There's a lot of people that are just strictly Camaro only. I'm here for it all. So the thing that really bothers me with this whole thing is I don't feel like GM or Ford is really being transparent about this or being thorough in explaining this. I think that they're just assuming people that automatically know the rules of the Nürburgring. And moving forward, I think that this is going to clear up some confusion. I don't know the times verbatim, sorry. I just know roughly the times. I'll put them on the screen here. So the factory Mustang GTD. This car is an astronomical, it costs more than the ZR1X. Yes, the ZR1X, which is insane. We all know it's insane, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So the Mustang GTD set a lap time of 6 minutes, 52 seconds. Dude, that's blistering fast. I'm not gonna discount, I'm not gonna discredit any of these cars whatsoever. The ZR1X set a time 6 minutes 49 seconds. Okay, that's 3 seconds faster and almost a 13-mile long track. Almost identical, but win's a win. Technical and the data matters. So when Ford was there, they brought a couple cars. They had a pro driver, yeah, whatever. Now here's the part that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, I think both of you are to blame at this point because I'm gonna break it down and I just want to clear the air on this. GM Authority put this article at, should the ZR1 go back to the ring? Throughout the whole article, they don't really bring this up. So everybody is kind of putting in that the GTD competition did a 6 minute 40 second lap. I'm not saying it didn't, but the classification of which it did it in is important here. It's not an official time. Well, it's an official time for the class that it ran it in. So let's get to it because the GTD and the GTD competition are two different cars, i.e. they brought two cars to the ring and I'm cool with it, what they did, but I don't think that they're being transparent. They need to bring all the details to the surface, I believe. Now, the way it works or the way it was explained to me, if it's changed, you know where to put it. I'll debate it and we'll have it out from there in the comments. But you bring a car to the ring and the ring officials have to verify the car, they have to verify the lap time, and they have to verify the lap to make sure everything is kosher. That's just the way it's set. So depending, and that's for a production, how you set it or wherever you run it and what class you run it. But we all know production times, we all know production cars need to run production times. They need to run in, we all know, and we've all been operating. In order for a car to run on, to have a production time or production time expectation, it needs to be set in the production class. Ford Mustang GT competition crushes the Corvette at the Nürburgring. We've already covered the details. Here it is. So I guess it is a 6 minute 48:35. Yes, they had a pro driver. Does that really matter? I don't think so. I don't think it does. The Ford GT Mark IV ran a 6:15.977. Dude, that is fast. I don't care. I am so happy to see that American cars are going over there and starting to climb the list on, you know, the fastest cars that have ran the ring. I mean, this car is 1.7 million. So you can't really say like, you know, dollar for dollar or value or whatever bringing in. It doesn't matter. I root for my home team, and we're climbing the lists, we're climbing the ladder, and we're setting records, and that's freaking cool to me. So anyways, Corvette ZR1 ran a 649.275. Okay. So the GTD officially ran a 652. So GM doesn't need to really send the ZR1X back to the ring. Now, if they want to run against the competition, yes, they will. But it says right here, Ford Mustang GTD competition accomplishes Ford Racing, blah, 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 on the pre-production prototype class leaderboard. Okay, so as far as the things that were different with the competition, let's get into it right here. All the things that were accused or everybody was saying that they were cheating of, because all the videos came out about a month back. Oh, they're cheating, they cheated. Well, I sat back and I kind of did my homework. And it looks like they had some, you know, they had canards, so they had the dive planes. I don't know what they were doing with this tape, like right here. They had some carbon fiber rear aero discs on the rear wheels to kind of help the air transition out back behind the car into that low pressure zone. Supposedly they did something with the wing to help the aero or the downforce be a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if they moved that bottom flap. I don't know about the Mustang GTD wing. I'm not an aficionado on that. And so it looks like they had some aero tape to smooth out, like, you know, the panel gaps or the edges, just to help the car slip through the air a little bit better. Supposedly had magnesium wheels. They were accused. There was accusations that they were running race gas and they messed with the tune, bringing it up to 1,000 horsepower. And it looks like they were, I don't know if all this is factory. Like I said, I haven't really done a lot of studying on the Mustang GT. And the big thing was they were running slicks. So a lot of people were upset about that. Now, they were saying taking this car up to, you know, 1,000 horsepower and everything. Boom. Okay, so as far as I can tell, and I've done all my homework, as of April 17th, they just reopened, or they're just now taking applications for that. That whole process is crazy to me, but they're just now taking applications to sell this competition car. So is it official? Is it official production time? No, it's not an official production time. Could it go faster? Maybe. I don't know. Well, you know, we'll have to see what Ford does. Maybe they're just gonna claim onto this title, but I'm just saying it's pre-production prototype time. Does it count as production, you know, time officially? No. So the ZR1X is already still, you know, they got the 649. They're still beating the Mustang GTD. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they come back and do. Like I said, as far as all the homework that I've done, there's none of these cars even sold yet. There's definitely none. I don't think anybody's supposed to take delivery of the competition GTD until sometime in 2027. Is there some time left on the table, or is this some meat left on the bone for GM? Yeah, I think so, especially if they get a pro driver in there. As long as they play within or set their time within the production car class, I think that's gonna hold a lot more weight with people, especially because the most expensive Corvette is still cheaper than the cheapest Mustang GTD. It's just a fact. Am I late to the game with this video? Yeah, by a month, but I wanted to make sure I did my homework. Like I said, this is a GM audience, so I just want to clarify some things up because there's a lot of people that just throw information out there, and there's a lot of people that just get lost in the weeds, assume, and just hear, and they're like, all right, they take it at face value, and it is what it is. But I will say the one biggest takeaway for this video and me making it is you don't need to go mid-engine to go super fast. GTD just proved it. As a matter of fact, I still stand firm on I prefer a front engine rear wheel drive, just like the Camaro 6 ZL1 was set up. So you guys tell me what you think. Did I miss something? Whatever, drop it below. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys have an awesome week. We'll see you guys on the next one. Later.